Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Don't mind my hair, just woke up. Today we're going to talk about the new Jeepers Creepers lawsuit that's active and what that would mean for the Jeepers Creepers and Dead by Daylight licensing. I've already posted 2 videos going pretty in depth about the controversy surrounding the original Jeepers Creepers license, as well as Behaviour Interactive's statements on that license. From these videos, we learned that the director and creator of the franchise, Victor Salva, is a convicted child molester. In June 2018, Not Queen, the ex-lead community manager at Behaviour Interactive, openly said, unofficially, this is not a license that we're looking into, while she was working at Behaviour. And honestly, a lot has changed since then. Since then, the worldwide distribution rights for the 4th installment has been sold to Screen Media. We've seen multiple sources that Screen Media has acquired the foreign rights to the franchise. The director of the new film, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, also tweeted that Victor Salva is not associated with the franchise anymore and will benefit in no way from the new film. This video is not really a debate video either, we already did that. We're just going to overview this new lawsuit and the current rights to Jeepers Creepers Reborn, which is not attached to Salva in any way. Before we dive into this video, I just wanted to take a second to thank Ninja for bringing this to my attention. I really appreciate it. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want content like this recommended to you by YouTube. I also stream on Wednesday and Sunday nights, so tonight is a stream night. I'm actually streaming right now on Twitch. The link is down below. So Jeepers Creepers Reborn is a giant project in the works by Screen Media and Infinity Films Holdings, with director Timo Vuorensola. Victor Salva is not in any way attached to the project.
So I did write a pass on the script, sharing my thoughts, and that combined with the original script, I think we started to find the right tone and right rhythm and right style. Nowadays, horror movies are they are maybe more in the psychological level and more in that sort of sense. And everybody of my generation knows who is Freddy Krueger, Jason. We've all been scared of these people to death. And I just want to bring some of that also, like that there is a creature, a mystical creature that hunts you. And then of course, like bringing like what I think how we should treat the main villain, the creeper, like which direction we want to take it. It quite naturally becomes something that it has a tone that rings, hopefully modern days, obviously, but also it had the influences. You can track them pretty close back to those eras, and I think it's a good era to take that. We need to have that horror film which just gives you that thrill, scares, but relief, and also the ability to relieve that and sort of just had a fun experience in theaters.
The official teaser trailer dropped on October 28th, 2021. And this film, like a lot of other horror films, has been pushed back. A lot of people thought this was because of COVID. Timo spoke about his vision for the new version of the Creeper and even emphasized a new look for the franchise.
I mean, very practical way to look at the whole theme of rebirth or being reborn is comes obviously from the fact that we jump into an IP or a franchise that has already existed, and we want to give it a new life, a new rebirth, and it works also through the story of the film. You hear like, yeah, this was the first film we saw when I went to first date with my now wife and stuff like that. And I think it's always fun to hear that kind of stuff. So I hope that also it generates that kind of stories, and just bringing a fun new horror franchise and giving it a new life to a new audience. And that's really the only real hope about this.
April 19, 2021, the official Jeepers Creepers Reborn Twitter announces that they've been filming the reboot during COVID, carefully following the COVID-compliant guidelines. February 9th, 2022, Timo Vuorensola tweets out, I've been a bit silent here on Twitter lately, I realized. But if people are interested in what's happening, Jeepers is nearly out of the oven, just putting some finishing touches on the last shots. And I'm shooting a new film again in the UK, an action thriller this time. On May 5th, 2022, Timo tweeted out, Jeepers marketing discussion is progressing. We've now set ourselves a release date and a trailer is in the works. We won't be announcing the release date just yet though, as we want to do it as a coordinated effort with the distributor. So hang in there tight, folks. Well, on May 15, 2022, it surfaced that Jeepers Creepers Reborn is facing a major lawsuit over the distribution. Everyone was shocked about this announcement because the film had been secretly shot during the pandemic with 2 additional sequels planned. This was the official statement made by Myrid Pictures, who is suing Infinity Films. Pretty much the film, which was co-produced by Infinity Films, was shot without the involvement of Myrid Pictures. In fact, they were completely unaware that the film was in production at all. Myrid Pictures co-produced both Jeepers Creepers 2 and Jeepers Creepers 3. And despite allegedly working with Infinity Films on Jeepers Creepers 4 in 2018 and 2019, they were left out of the film's actual production. And to make matters worse, the film's distribution was handed over to Screen Media without agreement from Myrid Pictures. I'm not sure how that's possible, but that's pretty much the statements being made right now. While Jeepers Creepers Reborn was initially announced with plenty of confidence, it seems the future is now unclear. While many fans were looking forward to Jeepers Creepers Reborn and the promise of a new trilogy, it seems seems all of that now depends on the outcome of this lawsuit. I did a deeper dive into this lawsuit, and apparently on March 16, 2021, Mired Pictures filed a property fraud lawsuit against Infinity Films Holdings. This case was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Courts, the Beverly Hills Courthouse located in Los Angeles, California. The judges overseeing this case are Helen Zukin and Mark H. Epstein. I got access to cross-defendants and plaintiffs, as well as the cross-plaintiffs, cross-defendants, and defendants. For those who aren't up to speed on all the vocabulary here, the plaintiff is the party who brings legal action or is suing, and the defendant is the party who's being sued. I wanted to make sure that Victor Salva isn't involved with this lawsuit at all. Like, I wondered, is Victor Salva somehow finding a way to recapture the rights to the franchise? And I don't think that's the case. I looked at the attorneys on the case, none of which are associated with Salva. Salva's attorney's name is Matt Saver. Salva has worked with Infinity Films and Mired Films, but the official Jeepers Creepers Reborn Twitter retweeted that Victor sold the rights to the franchise. Stacey Langenkamp, an actor in Jeepers Creepers 3, said the news of the film came as a surprise to me as well as Victor Salva. My assumption is he had sold the rights sometime after the previous film, so Victor has no involvement and even no knowledge of this new film. He's not a part of it at all. The fact that Timo made statements about this and the official Jeepers Creepers Reborn retweeted this, it's pretty clear that the new license holders are doing their very best to recreate the Creeper without Victor Salva in the picture. Similar to a lot of other horror lawsuits out there, it could be that Jeepers Creepers Reborn can't be released until there's some kind of ruling or settlement in this lawsuit. If that's the case, and this lawsuit will need to play out to completion before we see the new movie, we might be waiting for quite a while. I bet all video game licensing deals with the Jeepers Creepers franchise will be frozen until this whole lawsuit is sorted out. And that's kind of assuming that Behaviour would be open to licensing this new version of the Creeper. When looking at the docket entries, we can see a recent hearing happened on the 18th of this month. It appears that the final decision is set to January 29, 2024, which is literally a year and a half from now. Not sure if that's set in stone because the lawsuit could keep the reboot film and any licensing deals frozen until that time. You can see the case type for this lawsuit is an intellectual property fraud. IP fraud is no joke. I'm not sure if Myra thinks that Screen Media and Infinity Films Holdings illegally obtained access to the Creeper license because this lawsuit just started. I looked through this book reporting intellectual property crime. Intellectual property can be stolen, example, infringed or misappropriated in many ways. For example, copyrighted works such as movies, music, books, software, or games may be illegally infringed by reproducing or distributing unauthorized copies of such works, either online or by manufacturing and distributing infringing CDs or DVDs containing the unauthorized content. It's kind of strange because the director of the film, Timo, said that the release date had been picked out on May 5th of this year, when the lawsuit was definitely filed a year and 2 months earlier. As of right now, it looks like Screen Media alongside Infinity Films Holdings fully picked up the distribution rights to the Jeepers Creepers franchise without Mired Pictures knowing. We'll have to see where their lawsuit goes and how this thing shakes out. We know that in some cases, lawsuits can freeze licenses, reboot releases, and third-party licensing opportunities like Dead by Daylight. We've been covering Jason Voorhees and Predator on this channel. Other licenses like Pinhead kinda had a smooth transition when handing off the rights to the IP. That's how Behaviour was able to get Pinhead into DBD. Right now, the Jeepers Creepers lawsuit seems kind of inconclusive to me. I'm gonna tweet out to Larry Zerner about this lawsuit to see if he has any insight or speculations. He might know what direction this lawsuit is headed and if that projected end date in 2024 is what's most likely. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.